How's it going, everybody? Hope we're all doing all alright today. Back with a brand new video. Finally, long last, man. Can finally get back out into the place I love. Obviously I've not made a video for a couple of weeks now. Getting settled into my new job. It's keeping me very busy. Long shifts, and I've been doing a lot of online training as well. And you know, today is the first time in about 2 weeks that I've managed to be able to get out. So I had a little open window because I'm at work for the rest of the week, and I've got lots of animal jobs to do as well. So I was like, right, I'm coming out today. I'm with my tea up in the woods, and we're going to have a little talk about another Bigfoot type cryptid. We're going to be talking about the Yowie of Australia. So if you're going to come with me to the land down under, please stick around. Just a couple of things that I wanted to say first before we get into today's topic. I've hopefully got my first camp for this year penciled in. I'm hoping, not this weekend coming up, the weekend after, 27th and 28th of March, hoping to get out wild camping, because that's my birthday, 28th of March. And yeah, hopefully it's going to go ahead, weather permitting. And my best friend Luke is coming with me, who I've mentioned many times on this channel. He has his own big metal detecting channel called Anglo Detecting UK. If you're really into history and metal detecting itself, you should definitely check his channel out because his videos are excellent. And he also made the intro for my videos. So yeah, I went to uni with him. We're both really into like cryptids and stuff like that. He's more into UFOs and that sort of side of the phenomenon, the hobby, shall we say. Both into our animals or reptiles, and he's the person I've been camping with the most, so he's the person who I trust the most really when I'm out there. So yeah, really looking forward to it, weather permitting. Hopefully we can get out. Another thing that I wanted to mention was, might ruffle a few feathers this, but you know, it is what it is. If you don't like it, tough. The subscribe button is right there. I would say my not my last video, the video before that, about the thylacine rediscovery, a potential rediscovery. Man, it's had over 3,000 views, which is just, you know, to me, it doesn't mean anything really, that, because I don't make these videos for views. They're just for my close friends and family, and it's a hobby. You know, like, I've got far too busy of a life to be looking at YouTube analytics and all that sort of stuff. But for those people that did enjoy the video and they took it for what it was and watched it from start to finish, this is directly aimed at you. Thank you, because you guys are genuine. And I like to think we're probably on the same sort of brainwave as each other, and get why I make these videos. It's for mental health. You know, as a bloke in his late 20s who, you know, has been struggling on and off for a few years, nature is my favourite place. I love walking, I love camping. I'm also very interested in Bigfoot, so why don't I combine all of them together and start making videos about them? You know, there was someone who very kindly commented a few days ago about the power director watermark on my videos, saying that there was a better app to use so you wouldn't have a watermark on them. And look, honestly, his message was very kind, very respectful, but I really don't care. I don't care. To me, the watermark is a way for me to advertise the app that is letting me make my videos on for free as opposed to, you know, paying a monthly subscription to remove the watermark. Doesn't make sense to me, because these videos don't get a lot of views. Yeah, they get some, but the 3,000 videos on the Tasmanian tiger video, it'll be the YouTube algorithm that brought people to me. Obviously it was quite a big controversial topic a few weeks ago. Hype on it seems to be dying down, but yeah, a lot of people kind of throwing comments my way that I didn't necessarily appreciate, and if you're ignored, that's why. Again, I live too busy a life to reply to negative YouTube comments. I don't live my life on the internet, I live my life out here. But again, you know, if there were people that did genuinely enjoy that video, massively appreciate it. So this one's for you. So then, the Yowie. Yowie Wowie. Wowie Yowie. The Yowie of Australia. What is the Yowie, you might ask? Well, excuse me. It's another type of Bigfoot type creature, another cryptid, that is seen along the east coast of Australia, from sort of northern Queensland all the way down into Sydney. And again, it's got the classic sort of Bigfoot type description. Large, walks on two legs, upright, bare feet, covered in long hair of various different colours, dome-shaped head, very primate looking, but also very human looking as well, a mixture of the two. So yeah, if you were unaware of this, as you know, I was at first when I first got into this topic, there's just an excellent YouTube channel. It's like a podcast, a weekly podcast about sightings of the Yowie in Australia. I'll leave the link down in the description. And it's called Yowie Hunters of Australia, I think it's something like that. And weekly sightings that are uploaded, and you know, this kind of goes back to what we've touched upon before about how, you know, according to science, anecdotal evidence is not evidence at all. You can hear it in the voices of these people who are recounting their sightings, that they're genuine. They're not smoke blowers, you know, they're not lying, they're not making it up. If you're a genuine person and you're a good judge of character, you can really tell. And there's some absolutely mind-blowing encounters that have been relayed on this channel. And you know, for some reason, generally across the board, the Yowie seems quite an aggressive creature compared to sort of, you know, the Sasquatch. Obviously we have the woodwalls here in the UK. Mongolia has the Yeti, and then there's a orang pendek, we talked about that in Sumatra. You know, there's a couple of different other Bigfoot type creatures we haven't spoken about yet, but obviously we will do at some point. And yeah, across the board, Bigfoot type creatures, they're generally very similar in behaviour. Obviously shy, very elusive, don't like to be seen, and you know, when they are seen, they take off. So often they stick around unless they're trying to intimidate someone. And you seem to see a lot of that with these Yowie sighting reports. A lot of sort of territorial, borderline aggressive behaviour, you know, smacking their hands together, baring their teeth, which, you know, when you go to the zoo and, you know, little Joey or little Jemima, you're looking at the baboon and mandrill enclosure, and there's one sat right there at the glass, and it smiles at you like that, and everybody laughs because they think it's cute and, you know, endearing. Trust me, if that glass was not there, your face would be gone. Because to primates, baring teeth is a sign of aggression. It's a way of saying, look at the armour I'm packing, don't mess with me. So you see that a lot with the Yowies apparently. You know, they do a very aggressive sort of tree knocks and vocalisations, foot stomps, they seem to do a lot of. So yeah, interesting is that. I personally have a little theory as to why the Yowie seems to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more bad-tempered than, you know, its other Bigfoot cousins. And, you know, when you think about it, it's quite simple, really. Just look at Australia as a place. It's not a very safe place to go rambling compared to, you know, the UK definitely, but even just America, you know, which is dangerous in its own right. But when you look at Australia, you know, look at the spiders. They've got funnel web tarantulas and black widows. I have a tarantula at home. It's a Mexican red knee tarantula. Now, if she bit you or stung you, whatever phrase you want to use, her venom is about as bad as a bee sting. So, you know, it's gonna put you a little bit under the weather, but good night's sleep and you're fine. A black widow or a funnel web, they bite you. If you do not seek the anti-venom or medical help, you'll die. You know, look at the snakes. You know, it's something like 9 out of the 10 most dangerous snakes in the world, most venomous snakes, I should say, live in Australia. You've got king browns, you've got eastern browns, inland taipans, sea kraits, which are technically the most venomous snake in the world. It's just that they're not particularly aggressive, so bites very rarely happen. And I think they have like an ability to sort of modulate how much venom they give out. Anyway, there's tiger snakes, there's copperheads. You know, the snake life in Australia is just, it's something else, and that's from someone like myself that loves snakes, that's very passionate about them. You know, and then you know, you've got dingoes, you've got the largest land carnivore in the world, the saltwater crocodile. It's, you know, it's basically a dinosaur that rules Australia. There are more crocodiles in Australia right now than there ever have been, and that's obviously thanks to one of my heroes, Mr. Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, who, you know, devoted his life to crocodile conservation. And he actually did once talk about the Yowie in a very obscure interview. That personally he'd never seen one or had any experience, but as a very experienced bushman, Steve Irwin was, you know, he was very open to the idea that there was something in Australia like a Bigfoot type creature because of how vast the continent is. You know, so look, if Steve Irwin says that there's a chance there might be one there, who the hell are we to argue? The man lived in the outback. So when you've got all these dangerous animals, the Yowie, it's got to be able to look after itself. You know, so images of, you know, a Yowie maybe trying to take down a big bad saltwater crocodile, be a heck of a fight with that. The Yowie would need to be able to be confident enough that it could take something down that is that dangerous. So yeah, I wonder if that's why they're so aggressive. One very interesting side note that I find a little bit amusing about the Yowie is how it got its name. Now, the native Aborigines who obviously who've lived in Australia, you know, for tens of thousands of years, long time. You know, the early humans that came out of Africa through Asia and then down into Australia before obviously Australasia all broke apart because of rising sea levels. They've been there for, like I say, tens of thousands of years, and they've known about the Yowie, and it's a real part of, you know, their life, their culture, kind of like the Aboriginals over in America with the Sasquatch. Now the Aborigines, they would name animals based off of the sound that they make. So I guess the Yowie makes a yowie wowie kind of sound. I don't know. I suppose like you could, if a Bigfoot gave up like a loud whoop or a yell, it could produce something that sounded like yow or wow or something like that. But who the hell knows? think I'm going to say bon voyage now and wrap it up for this video. You can't really tell from the camera, but we're rapidly heading towards sunset. I checked the time before I came out today, and sunset, it was at 6:15, and it's just about 6 o'clock now. So got my nice little fire going, and I just want to sit quiet really there for the next half an hour and use up the rest of my firewood and just chill out and reflect. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, as always, massively appreciate it. If you've watched it all the way through to the end, give me your thoughts if you want on what you think the Yowie might be, or if it even is real, you know, or it's not real, or whatever. I'd love to know, as always. Obviously, you know, like I said, I'm fully into swing of work now, so I don't know when I'm next going to be able to get out. It might be when I go loud camping at the end of the month. But yeah, I just wanted to get this video out today just to kind of show you while I'm still here, you know, for my loyal few viewers who always watch these videos. As always, you saints, and I massively appreciate the support. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment if you want, like it, share on your social media, and I'll see you all further on down the road. Bye bye.